The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde is a tale of vanity, moral corruption, and the consequences of a life dedicated to self-indulgence. The novel follows Dorian Gray, a handsome and impressionable young man in London, who is transformed by two encounters. One with artist Basil Hallward, who paints his portrait, and another with Lord Henry Wotton, who preaches a hedonistic worldview. At the start, Dorian is innocent and naive, but his interaction with Lord Henry plants seeds of narcissism and indulgence. When Dorian sees Basil's finished portrait, he is struck by his own beauty. Fearing the loss of his youth and looks, he makes a desperate wish that he could remain forever young while the portrait ages instead. Unknowingly, Dorian's wish is granted, marking the beginning of his downward spiral. As time passes, Dorian embarks on a life of decadence and moral decay, influenced by Lord Henry's philosophy that pleasure and beauty are the only things worth pursuing. Dorian seduces, exploits, and destroys people around him, including the young actress Sybil Vane, who falls deeply in love with him. When she fails to meet his aesthetic expectations on stage, he cruelly breaks off their engagement, leading to her suicide. This is Dorian's first glimpse into the portrait's eerie transformation, as a slight sneer forms on its face, mirroring his inner corruption. The painting becomes Dorian's conscience, reflecting every sin and misdeed he commits, while he himself remains physically untainted. Over the years, Dorian delves deeper into hedonism and criminality, all the while watching his portrait degrade into a grotesque image of his soul. His relationship with Basil, the artist, suffers as Basil grows concerned about Dorian's increasingly dark reputation. When Basil confronts him, Dorian shows him the portrait's monstrous transformation, leading to a heated exchange that culminates in Dorian murdering Basil to keep his secret safe. Haunted by guilt, yet unwilling to change, Dorian spirals further into madness. In a final attempt to escape his burden, he tries to destroy the portrait, which has become a reminder of his moral degradation. But as he stabs the painting, he inadvertently kills himself, and his body withers, revealing the age and corruption of his soul. When his servants find him, they see an unrecognizable old man beside the portrait, which has reverted to its original youthful image of Dorian. Themes and interpretation. Wilde's novel explores the dangers of vanity, the superficiality of beauty, and the price of a life detached from morality. Lord Henry's seductive philosophy that life should be spent seeking pleasure at any cost ultimately leads Dorian to ruin. Wilde critiques a society obsessed with appearance and the belief that actions without visible consequences are without harm. The painting symbolizes Dorian's inner corruption, showing that true beauty and worth are not skin deep. In The Picture of Dorian Gray, Wilde presents a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked hedonism and the emptiness of a life dedicated solely to self-gratification. Dorian's tragic fate serves as a powerful reminder that there is no escape from the consequences of one's actions.